What is up, guys? It is me, the one and only YNR. I apologize for my very messy room, but today I'm going to be starting a series called the MTG series. Very blatant series. And I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build a deck. And I'm speaking very fast because I'm very excited. I got messages do this on Facebook, and I'm going to be starting this today, right now, one day after posting the 7 players I hate and love in MTG. So, optional are slaves, a binder for your rares, and yeah. So, you're gonna have to go get a deck builder's toolkit or maybe a fat pack. Or if you just have a bunch of cards laying around at home, like me, that is perfect for you. So, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna think of a color out of these 5 colors. Black, blue, red, green, white. You're gonna think of any color you want. It could be your favorite color even. I personally like to run black. That's why I'm running this deck. And in the end of the series, I'm gonna teach you how to make this deck. So, pick a color, any color. Alright, so, you pick the color. Perfect. Now, you have the option to either pick an additional color, or you can even pick more additional colors. You can even run every color there is in MTG. You can do it. Who's to say you can't? Not me. You can, okay? So, whatever color you want to run. Me, I'm going to be running a red deck. So, I'm going to go through my cards that are color organized, which I love, and if these ever became uncolor coordinated, I would hurt somebody, okay? So, yeah. So, I am pulling out the red cards because I want to run red. And I am also going to be pulling out my green cards. You want to know why? Because I'm going to be running red and green. Not a bad deck. Not a bad deck at all. Depending on how you run it, okay? So, I'm getting the rest of my green cards out. Almost got them out. Wow, I don't have that many green cards. Huh? I don't have that many green cards, eh? I'm sorry, that was kind of racist. Alright, and now, not only do you need a box of cards, but you're also going to need a box of mana. Mana stands for money, and money is what you use to pay for the cards in the game in IRL, which stands for in real life. So, you're also going to need a box of lands. I should have just said that. Yeah, so you just get out the lands you need. I have red lands in there, and I have some lands that are perfect for red and green. They're called Gilgates. Yeah. I'm gonna throw in some Terramorphic Expanses, some Rogue Passage, 2 Darksteel Citadels, and yeah. So I'm kind of speeding through this because my phone is acting really weird, and I think my Gilgates are in this box. I have 2 separate boxes because I don't like things to be all mixed up. A lot of you may call me a hypocrite because of what my room looks like, but honestly, you can go just step on a Lego, which I just did earlier, and it hurt a lot. Hey, I found more green cards. Perfect. Alright, and now I have them organized in 2 different piles. Now, you want to keep it level. You want to have the same amount of cards, really, that you would have in, yeah. So, I'm gonna separate. I have some mana in here, already, and this, I call it a burst deck. So, red is going to be shocks, meaning red are going to boost it up and kill it. And this card, Burning Tree Emissary, is really helpful. And I'm going to go to the card shop and buy one today. Because I need another one for this deck. Tybalt Fiendblood, and why is he in here? He sucks. Yeah. I'm just getting all my mana out. Tybalt doesn't really suck like that. He's a bad card, but he has a place in the deck. You just have to find it somewhere. So, I have the mana separated. Officially separated. So, I have Teetering Peaks, some Smoldering Spires, another Teetering Peaks. Yeah, so that's the mana I'm going to throw in. You know, I'm not even going to throw in any special lands except for the Terramorphic Expanses, because I will need some Terramorphic Expanses. So now I'm going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 red mana. And 10 green mana. I run 24 lands in almost all of my decks, except for that one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I want to throw in an old land. So, yeah. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's my land base. And if you have sleeves, you can go ahead and sleeve those really quick. But I'm not going to do that just yet because I like to sleeve all of my cards at the same time. And these, one of them landed on my toe, you don't need them. So, now, you want to pick a card to start off with. Now there's some... So, Burning Tree Emissary is definitely going to be a card. Now you want to look through the different cards and find the cards that you want. I'm going to be looking through red, and I'm going to be picking all the cards that give a creature plus something and something, or usually does damage. And I'm about to look through now. Thunderous Might, found one. Annihilating Fire. Lightning Strike, Dynacharge. Madcap Skills, Chandra's Outrage. Coordinator Assault, Chandra's Outrage, Annihilating Fire. Minotaur Skullcleaver, that is a good card. Shock. Titan Strength. Okay. Alright. Acro and Crusader. Titan Strength. Acro and Crusader. Titan Strength. Dynacharge. Titan Strength. Hammerhand or deal with Perforos Madcap Skills. I don't really want to throw in a Rally of the Forces. I'm still going through some things. I'm still going. I'm still looking, and I don't find anything I really want anymore. I think I found all the cards that I'm probably going to need in the deck. So, count the number of cards you have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Grab. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22 cards that I'm throwing in right now. Plus, okay. So 22 plus 24. So I have room for like maybe a couple more cards. And I'm gonna look through here because I know here I have some cards that have an ability called Blood Rush, where you can play it for its Blood Rush cost, and it goes to the graveyard or whatever, and it's actually a really good card. I'm looking through right now. I'm actually really rushing through this video because, you know, my phone just turns off at any given moment. More than likely, they're probably with the colorless cards. I'm looking. Zeratul Wine. Blood Rush. Discard Zeratul Wine. Target attacking creature gets +5/+4 until on the turn. That's really good, and it's only 3 mana. And I know I have another one. I'm going to throw in some Radko Shred Freaks. They're Radkos, but you can pay the red mana, and I really like that. And I'm looking for another Blood Rush card. I know I have one. This is my blue deck. Hey, it's pretty cool. You know what? Who cares? Zeratul Wine, Radko Shred Freak. Those are the multicolor cards I'm going to be throwing in. And now I'm going to be looking through my green cards. Yeah, so you want to have a pretty good mana base, because a deck is not a deck without mana. Yeah, it's still kind of a deck that doesn't really make sense. It still will be a deck, and my cards are coming in organized, and I'm getting really upset. But you know what? The struggle is real when you're making a YouTube video. That's a quote. I'm looking for some Titan Strengths. Elvish Mystics, definitely. Giant Growth, Titanic Growth. I already put in Titan Strength. Those are the cards that I meant to say. Some Giant Growth and Titanic Growth. Another Elvish Mystic. Fog to prevent all combat damage. Another Titanic Growth. It's in Japanese. And another Elvish Mystic. And I cannot find another Giant Strength. These are the burst cards I'm going to be putting in here. And you always occasionally want to count up how many cards you have. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 57. So I can throw in 3 more cards that I think will help this deck. So I'm going to be looking through, and I'm going to find 3 cards that I know are probably going to help. I'm going to throw in I'm going to throw in Roar of Jukai. It's a really old card. This is not going to be standard. It is going to be modern, by the way. And 2 Verdant Havens. Yeah, Verdant Haven. So, yes. So, that's the deck, and now I'm going to sleeve it. And it was a really quick deck. I built it in 15 minutes. And if you want to know what it's called Burst, but really you can say Gruel. And people will know. And now I'm sleeving. It's gonna take me maybe 2 minutes to sleeve. I'm a quicker sleever than unsleever. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. What's up, Mike? Hey, can you help me sleeve? Yeah, great. Still sleeving. And if you're wondering why I do sleeve, I sleeve kind of because I have to, because some of my cards are damaged And as I said in my previous video, there's always going to be that one jerk who likes to call you out on cheating. And if you have, and if a card is like tapered in the corner a little bit, they call you out on that and they say you're cheating. Judge, he's cheating. His card is marked. I automatically win the game, disqualify him. I would go back to the story, but it just brings back so many memories and I'm gonna start crying again. Yeah, I was being serious when I said I started crying. I literally started to cry. I was in tears when the guy called the judge on me, and it was just really scary. I didn't know what was happening. And, yep, I'm still sleeving. So, if you don't know how to play Magic, I'm just going to explain to you while you sleep. So, you set your deck. The minimum number of cards you can have is 60. You can have 794 cards in a deck, and you'll be allowed to play. Yeah, you'll be allowed to play. And the minimum number of cards you need to have is 60. In a sealed event or a draft, the minimum number of cards you need to have is 45. And, yeah, so you pretty much just want to keep, you want to draw 7 cards, and you start off your turn by untapping your cards if you did, but first turn you don't draw. You start off by playing a land, which looks like this. This is not the only kind of land. I told you there are different colors and different lands. White, plains, black, swamps, green, forest, red, mountain, blue, island. So yeah, you play a land for turn, and if you have anything that costs 1 mana, you can play that. Pretty much, you can only lay down 1 mana per turn, and when you have enough mana to cast something, like when you have enough mana on the battlefield to cast something, you can play it. And it's totally fine. You know, instances, you only can play instances at any time, or creatures that have flash, or anything else that has flash. If something does not have flash, you cannot play it at any time unless if it's an instant. And you can play those at any time in your turn, somebody else's turn, while somebody else is attacking, while you're attacking, it doesn't matter. And it's split up into a couple phases. It's upkeep, untap, draw, upkeep, something like that. I don't even know. But you just keep going, and you start off at 20 life, and the objective is to get your opponent down to 0 life. You want to get your opponent down to 0 life. Once your opponent hits 0 life, the game's over.